All right, so today's video, we are back with another Quickplay Warrior, where we watch a Quickplay player play Quickplay, then the rank games. I try to guess the rank both times, see if we're accurate. And for this one, it's going to be a support on PC playing Juno with 515 hours of unranked and only 3 hours of ranked. They say, hi, I can proudly claim myself as a Quickplay Warrior, maybe even Quickplay veteran of some sort. I've been playing Overwatch since the 2016 beta, on and off, but at the same time, I was such a casual kind of player that I managed to hit my 600 hours in the game only recently. Also, I have never touched rank before in all of the 10 years, so this is my first ever placements ever. Even now, I wasn't sure that competitive players for me, but matchmaking in Quickplay started to really frustrate me recently, so I decided to finally give it a try. I play mostly supports, and these days have been really trying to maximize my damage output instead of doing my regular heal and heavy playstyle, and that's something I've been struggling with. Every game, I'm dedicated to learn these 6 support DPS tricks, but all the time I'm falling to my primal support instinct to babysit my team, not trusting another support to deal with all of that. How to find this balance of keeping good positioning, but not being afraid of pressing W and doing some work, and also keeping my teammates alive and not feeding myself. Well, we'll figure it out. I'll guess your rank. I'll see where you're at. And it is hard to find that balance. I will say, like, it's not an easy balance to find. So something to, keep note of in general. It is not an easy balance to find, so you are, not incorrect there. So let's see. Don't be, like, I don't mind a speed ring there, but you can also wait an extra second, like when your teammates walk out of the door. I know it's a very small note, but yeah, just a little small note of that. Going up on the high ground. This is fine for now because you're not really worrying about stuff. Obviously worried about widows and those sight lines, but so far so good. Aggressive right click. Okay. So far, everything's kind of normal except for one thing. And this is a trend when you get into the mindset of going full DPS, right? As support, because you hear about that all the time. There's a lot more to it than just go DPS. And what happened there is, I'll pause for a second here. What is the difference in this team fight right now? Like, what was the major difference? And I already saw it right away, but I think it's really good to keep note of this. Their Moira healed their Mauga. That's the difference. And that's why the team fight went that way, because you kind of lost track just to do that DPS. So I always give the suggestion, scan for your teammates, and like, damage output is good as support, but you also need to keep your teammates alive. Otherwise, you got to tell your tank, hey, I'm not going to heal you, and have them go Wrecking Ball or something and be self-sufficient, because if that's how your gameplay loop will be, your tank's going to have no fun, because you didn't even scan for your tank. You went up on that high ground and just started blasting. I just wanted to point out to you that's something I've already seen from you, where you get a little bit too, like, you are doing a little bit DPS heavy. Obviously, a misplay there in your movement, but that's okay. And your Mauga's going to go down now. Reset, back away. Reset, back away. Speed ring your teammates out. Go back to spawn. Just for a second. Wait on your, help your tank get back quicker. All right, whatever. You're already here. Okay, I'm watching. Your teammates are staying aggressive. Nothing happening yet. All right, your Mauga's had no fun, although that wasn't your Mauga's fault that time. A lot of just... Okay, yep. I respect the right clicks. Just get out of there. You can't keep your teammate alive. Yeah, you're just dead there. You're playing a very static play style too. Is like, you understand you want to go for like kills and limbs, but you also don't like want to like look for that extra angle to get those. So you end up in this like really weird rotation in spawn. Okay, you're finally on the point now with your team. Aggressive right click approach. I'm okay with that since no one was there. All right. Yep. Notice how you're leaving your teammate at low HP to prioritize doing a little bit of damage to the Mauga. Those are the moments where I think sometimes you're... Oh, no, I know the team's trickling in. I'm not, like, saying that, like... they're doing, like, a lot of things wrong in that sense. It's more along the lines of finding ways to reposition yourself than being in the same spot over and over again. I do want to point out, again, you opt to go for the damage, like you said, and you're leaving teammates, like, at 1 HP. Now, let's say that a random, extra bit of damage goes in there and kills your, your Sierra, for example. That's that. Don't mind you going like this. You could pop your ult now if you wanted to, since they also are popping ultimates on the other side. It looks like you're saving your ult, so we'll see how this plays out. Okay. So let's talk about this. If you want like a very like easy way to think about this, the moment that your teammate just pops like, or not your teammate, the Moira pops ultimate, just pop your Juno ultimate. Like it's not like, you don't have to do that. If you just popped your Juno ultimate right away, I think this team fight's already different. You're trying to be like very reactionary with your ult. No, use that to win the rest of the team fight, right? They pop Moira ult, you pop Juno ultimate. Now they get no kills. At the very least, you have a neutral team fight. Instead, now your team's has to, you know, exert the rest of your ult pool. Obviously, a good Maug ult here could maybe get a kill. We'll see how it goes. Remember, the cardiac overdrive just went down, which is where your Maug gets a lot of that healing. So your Maug will need some help here momentarily. Thankfully, for your Maug's sake, the Moira on their team isn't alive, so I do like the speed ring. Okay, that's a Moira ultimate. Yep, that is a Moira ultimate. That's for sure. Okay, everybody needs to reset quickly. Okay. All right, a little bit better here. Just goes as a note to everybody. When you're going up against a Mauga ultimate, do not be afraid to kill the Mauga ultimate. It doesn't, I always ask this question. If you're playing against like a Reinhardt, do you just stand there and stare at the shield? No, you probably break the shield, right? Basically, the reason why I'm bringing this up is because if you're not shooting, like the ultimate has basically very similar HP to a Rein shield. So like just kill it. And then at that point, once the barrier's gone, you get way more value. Because it's 1200 HP. Yeah, so I'm saying, like, I think Rein might even have more HP than that. So you would break a Rein shield, no problem, right? Do the same for Mauga. So, but yeah, I mean, a lot of what I'm seeing is like, you have the right ideas, but you definitely feel like you're more damage heavy first right now, where I think you want to find, and you did mention it, like you want to find that good balance. And I think that balance comes from just doing a step-by-step process of looking at your teammate's HP. If everything looks good, do damage. Occasionally have like an internal timer, you know, like 1 or 2 seconds to check on your teammate. Then get your teammate back up to full or at least a reasonable spot and then do damage, right? I think like, truthfully, if you want like a good balance of it, most of the time, and I still have this problem on support, so I understand if it's something that a lot of players have. Most of the time, it's more of a threshold of HP, like what their HP should be at before you swap, than it is getting them top to 100% HP. I'll give you an example. Like, I'll wait till the team fight's over because it looks like your team should be able to. Don't be afraid to ult. Remember, there you go. That's fine. Good right click. So, and this is more of a 5v5 thing because of the extra HP. I'll guess the rank after the map here. So I'll just like kind of let this run through first. Actually, I'll skip through here to like just for a second. So like it's more of a threshold of HP than it is like topping people off to full HP. What I would recommend is find that sweet spot. Okay, if my Maug is at 70% HP, I believe my Maug will be fine now. And then you swap over and do damage elsewhere.
Almost a
don't,
year
don't sit there and find yourself getting in the habit of like constantly getting your tank to 100% HP in those type of team fights. Obviously, like if it's like a neutral and you can't do anything, that's a different story. Like you're just kind of like healing your tank to 100% HP, keeping him topped off. That's fine. But specifically in 5v5, there's like a number where like, hey, your tank's at like, 450 HP out of 600, whatever number it is. More than likely, your tank will have extra time. That's when you find that extra damage output to turn the team fight. You definitely want to find that balance between that. I think right now you have your balance is either you do a bunch of damage or your balance is the opposite of where you don't do a bunch of damage and you end up just trying to heal everybody to full HP. Find that balance and you'll be in a good spot. Ability wise, like you're doing most of it. You went with triple jump here and then I can't tell. Is that the one that? I can't tell which perk that is on Juno. Is that the one that gives you the quicker heal on your teammates or the one that does the? I can't tell. I don't know what the logo looks like. So chat will know. All right, anyway, watching what you're doing here. Like right here is totally fine. Your tank is full HP. You're healing your teammate. This was a good example. That's awesome. Cool name. That is awesome. Yep. Now you would keep your Malgo alive as much as you can. Okay. Good job. You're doing. If you're wondering the balance, you're doing the right play right now. Like this is the correct play so far. You want to use your right click a little bit more here. There you go. Okay, that was good balance. Notice how, like, when your mob is at a certain HP threshold, you're fine. So you were able to keep him up. That was solid. Yeah. Going for an aggressive right click here, because why not when you have the numbers? Good job. And for the perk selection, obviously Faster Blaster got a little bit better. So, like, if you like that style, go for it. Triple jump is good for survivability. I like that because of survivability. And then I feel like the minor perk is just playstyle preference. If you're being a little more hyper aggro. I mean, I do think definitely pop your ult, good ult. I definitely do like using the ultimate that, or the one that will give me my cooldown back for how many enemy targets I have because I'm a more proactive player. But I think like either one's fine. It's just based off of playstyle. Obviously, you know, 6v6, I think you can get away with either too. Just I know people ask about 6v6 a little bit more now. So rank-wise, I'm like, I have an idea, but I don't know where to go with it yet. We'll see. I click going in. Good damage output. Everything's looking solid here. Okay. Again, not too bad. Okay. He goes down there. Yeah, just disengage out. Nothing you can really do in this team fight. This is just they have ultimates, you don't. So just get out. Yeah, you can do some damage if you want. It's not like a huge issue. Just make sure you disengage before they get you. Yep. All right. Here we go. Not bad. Okay, not too bad. Let's see who's here. I don't rank-wise. I'll guess at the end of it. All right, here we go. Oh. All right. Yeah, I mean, right there again, I feel like you're getting caught in that, like, you're not sure what to do. You know what one of your struggles is right now? I feel like one thing that you struggle with is, like, whenever you're trying to, like, reset, you don't really know how to reset properly. I feel like on your retakes, you kind of sit here and you kind of lose track of what you want to do. So just start regrouping with 5. And I feel like now, okay, now you want to go in, right? Pop your ultimate, use a speed ring in a second to help. Here we go. Good right click there. Not bad. Yep. So, like, are you questioning your heal bot part of this? Because, like, okay, so if you're wondering, would you have doing damage right there made a difference? No, because, like, your team got rolled. So, like, I hope that kind of helps you understand that, like, this is, in that situation, it's more along the lines of, how do I explain this? Like, damage output wise, I feel like you don't need to do damage error because, like, it's not going to turn the fight. The damage cleanup comes from, like, when they're at, like, 1 HP on the other side of the team, or, but yeah, you need to keep your Malga up there. So, like, there's no, like, true balance to it. Like, in my opinion, like, you need to, like, perfectly damage and heal during that. Like, your team got rolled, so of course you're going to get stuck into, like, the heal aspect of it, right? Like, I think that's what's going to happen, is, like, you're going to be stuck on heal bot. That's the thing, is, like, I think there's more to it than just do damage. Because, like, there's a lot that needs to happen, and sometimes you're just going to be in a lobby where you can't find that damage output, right? You have to remember that, like, and I think this is something to kind of point out too, because in high ranks you always hear about do more damage, right? You have to remember that in super high ranks, players also have, like, self-sustainability a lot more and better positioning, which means that there's more opportunity to do damage. Do you know what I'm saying? Like there's more opportunity to get more damage output. The point I'm making here is like in certain ranks, I think the way that you play with that damage will scale. Obviously, like if you're like, you know, I don't know, a champion player in like, you know, in a different rank, like you're going to be able to do more damage, right? Because like you're going to mechanically just one-shot people some of the time. But like I find that the damage to healing kind of scales up a little bit where you want to do damage, but I think it's more opportunistic. I hope I said the word right on your damage in comparison to where in like top 500, where every player is playing for like survivability and playing cover, which means that there's less heal bot happening because there's not much damage being taken. So you can go and do more damage to help win team fights because there's less damage being taken. But in whatever rank you might be, which I'll try to guess this, you know, in between, there's a lot of damage. So like you have to lean into more healing, even though like, yes, there's times where you can damage, but like it's not, if your teammates are dying every team fight, like that's, the damage won't help that because like they're just dying pre-fight. Like, or like they're like taking too much damage. Anyway, I hope it makes sense as to what I'm saying, but how like it scales a little bit on like that kind of damage to healing concept. Not that you don't want to do damage as a support, but like you may not be able to do as much as you might see in certain ranks because of it. So, they're up still enabled. They should be. I can double check for you throughout the day, like on the OWCS side. Not entirely sure when they would turn them off, but so still watching here. I haven't really been paying attention too much to cooldown usage on this Juno. I feel like it's I'm trying to do a new thing too, where like I'm focusing on not a new thing, but like the player wants to know the balance between healing and damage, and I think like. I mechanically, like the, you know, the right clicks, I will say I think sometimes you're a little bit hesitant on your torpedoes. It's not perfect, right? It's not perfect by any means, at least in my opinion. But so I think your right clicks or like whatever you know people play on, like your torpedoes could be a little bit more hyper aggro. But outside of that, yeah, Magma goes off the map. Can't do much about that. Now, like during this is where you want to like look for either damage output or just. Like, okay, let me give you an idea. I'm going to show you ways to, like, end up on ult charge. In this team fight, you're going to lose this to begin with. So what I would actually do in this situation is to go up into the air, try to get as many people with a right-click torpedo and build up 15% ult charge. Little things like that can also add up to where, like, that's where people can get a lot of damage. Like, in, like, top 500, if this happens, you know you're going to lose. You just go up into the air and you just get, like, as much damage output as you can. And then that's where you build up, you know, 85% ult charge. And now you have a Juno ultimate coming in. That's where you're going to get that extra damage, too. So there's a lot of spots where, like, that extra damage can happen. And also give your ult quicker. Or get your ult quicker, but anyway. They don't end up punishing you, so it ends up being fine. All right, here we go. Going in, watching this. Still watching. Yeah. So it worked out. So I'm fine with it. Yeah, that's it. I'm not gonna like over analyze that Juno ultimate because it worked out. So I like the aggressive nature of that play. It's a weird timing because you were like, if you don't win that team fight, you just lose the map. So I think that's okay. So I'm not too worried about it. Obviously, in hindsight, if your teammates have all those ultimates, you could maybe next time kind of let the other ults go first. But who's to know if your Juno ultimate didn't like help win that team fight also with the extra damage. So, yep. We'll see. All right, watching some of the damage output here. So basically, like, it's such an interesting approach of your Juno. You're doing a lot of like exactly what you want to do, and you're doing exactly, and you're all, but you're, like I said, you're struggling with exactly what you mentioned is that balance. So I hope I've given some good feedback on that balance of like, find the damage output when it's necessary, but try to keep your teammates alive in these team fights. So like right now, I would definitely go for a right click, like as soon as you can. There you go. And then now you're gonna go into heal bot mode for a second. You want to keep your Mauga alive or go to the point. Either way, it doesn't matter. Anyway, so before I go, guess your rank here, I just want to point out you're doing a lot of the right things, in my opinion. Like you're doing a lot of the right things, but you still need to find more of that I guess, time in on, you need to find more of like, keep your Mauga alive and the rest of your game goes better. Look at it that way. And then if your Mauga is at a healthy HP, then you do your damage. But if you start just going to damage right away, you're going to find that your tank will fall behind. And remember, in this game, there is a heal introduction passive that when people do damage to your tank will fall behind on heals. So if you're playing catch up on heals, Juno is, in my opinion, not suited to be able to keep a hero at 100% HP at all times. So that means there's a sweet spot. You don't want your tank to get below about 30% to 40%, and you don't have to get your tank to 100% because you're going to spend a lot of time. So you want to kind of keep your tank in that 70 to 80% range, and then you can decide based off of the team fight that. Again, don't take those numbers as like pure, like that's exactly how I have to play it. But Juno is not like a burst healy type of support. She's kind of like in between that. So she's good at sustaining and not falling behind on heals. So if she falls behind on heals, that's where things can get really difficult. Anyway, I hope that helps. Okay, anyway. So my guess rank-wise right now, I'm going to go with gold 3. That's kind of a pretty chill in between. Reason why, again, I think you don't have a lot of movement to your play right now. It's a lot of kind of staying in the same spots, and that's kind of why I'm kind of putting you in the middle there. Your mechanics are okay, but I think like that's where I'm in with that one. So I think like gold 3 is where I'm going to start with. And then we'll go from there. The next match, you say this match was just Overwatch and its finest. Our Rein kept charging in despite everyone begging him not to. Our Kiriko was bragging how good they are at dealing damage while both DPS were flaming them for not healing enough. In my humble opinion, this game didn't end in 5 minutes exactly because this Kiriko was all in. Their gameplay was kind of inspiring to me, actually. I started to think that playing very safe can cost me a win sometimes. I usually do more damage on Juno, so maybe I should have found more opportunities to do it in this game too. Would really appreciate any criticism and advice on your Juno gameplay. Thanks. So remember, this player only has 3 hours of rank, so we'll see how this King's Row goes, okay? Okay, looking at the comps. Here we go. So far, okay. Ryan definitely playing a bit aggressive. Like, is your question, should you be doing damage right here? No. No. You're doing the right play here. Like, straight up. That's like, because like they're cornered out. The only thing, like, and this is what I mean by you playing too safe. Like, if you really want to be able to find good value, like, go up here, right? Like, why not go here, angle around this spot, and then kind of maneuver with your movement? So, like, you're also not setting yourself up to be able to do extra damage. So, like, even if you wanted to do damage, you're playing so safe right here that, like, why not approach a high ground with a hero like Juno and that mobility? Like, go up here or something. Even go here, but, like, you can go here and do damage, heal your teammates, get extra right clicks in. Like, there's value to be had here, but you just kind of... You kind of default to playing very static, and I think that kind of causes a problem for you. And that was what I saw in the Quickplay version of this too. Again, I think this is more of a lack of setup for you. Like, you want to do damage, right? Like, that's what you've been trying to say. But you also aren't setting yourself up to be able to get maximum damage. You can't heal that, by the way. Just to point out, your Rein doing that ain't going to be healed. So, even if you tried your hardest on that one. Now, remember, I do think you don't use your torpedoes as much as you could. Like, it's okay. Like, let me ask you this question. You have 3 teammates in front of you. You can heal them up quickly with your torpedoes. Would you have had any opportunity, like, right now, outside of this moment, to use your torpedoes? Nope. So, like, there's a lot of missed, like, opportunity just to use those very quickly and then have them up again at the same time. You get what I'm saying? Oh, you weren't lying about your Rein charging in. Your Rein has a play style. You can Juno all this. This is your timing. Okay, that's good. I'm fine with this. Now, like for example, this is what I mean. You don't have to go down here. You can go up here during this team fight. Like, look at what you can do right here. You can put yourself in, like, much better spots and just go in with your team on the ground. And I think that's something I'm noticing now, and I could have even pointed out more in the Quickplay. I kind of talked about it. You have a very static play style. So, you're not putting yourself in advantageous spots to be able to find a kill. You're, like, right there, you could have maybe found an extra kill. Do you see that? You could have found an extra kill right there. But you didn't. You kind of just got lost, didn't know where to go, and then that was that. So, again, a bit of a misplay, at least in my opinion, on that one. All right. All right, here we go. Yes, give yourself better vantage points because that's where you can get torpedoes. Like, let me give you an example. Like, obviously everybody knows Aspen's a great Juno. Whenever I play against like Aspen in 6v6 in that, and like I said, she's a good example of this. She's always like, this is where like I will fight Aspen most of the time because she utilizes the triple jump and then the high ground to be able to kind of have these like really good high ground vantage points. And when you have high ground vantage points, look, if you're Juno and you're up in the air here, like look how much value you can get. Not only can you like go for a right click over here and keep it isn't 66, but it can still be applied to 5v5. Like if you're up in the air like this, say you're here and like this is where a battle's happening, you have advantage to like 10 torpedoes or like 8 torpedoes, I guess you could say. Like obviously miss 1 or 2. So the point is like you want to give yourself these high ground vantage points, and starting up on the high ground gives you that opportunity. You got to default low ground. And again, I'm not saying you always have to path high ground, but Juno definitely benefits from being more in the sky sometimes. Now, keep in mind, being in the sky doesn't mean just jump all the way up in the sky and just be above people all the time like this. You need to like position yourself correctly. But like that is a good way of kind of going about it, right? So anyway, something I'm noticing is you play a very static style on Juno, and that can definitely not help as much. Your Rhine going in again, like I said, like isn't like, that's on your Rhine. So here we go. You see how you're very afraid to even go for an extra heal there? So, yep. I don't know what you're saying, Tiki, but have a good day. Oh, you're saying that? Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah. Now I saw the previous. You're good. We don't know their rank yet. I'll look after it. Speedring is good. Good speedring usage. Shoot your Rhine. Bit of a note to anybody playing Reinhardt: you cannot shatter through the Domina ult because it's a shield. If the shield is around you, the Domina ult will block the shatter. Notice how you have a right click here? Like you could have had a better right click there too, by the way. You see, even there you play that hesitant. I know you didn't want to surprise them, but like you started shooting at them pretty early. You could have went for a right click into a kill on that like Xion right away, and you would have been in a much better spot. Going in. Good job. Right clicking. Nice. Good aggressive. A little bit better there. Happy to see that get a little bit better for you there. All right. Not bad at all. All right, 2 minutes left on the clock. No ultimates. What's your plan? Tiki, thanks for the gift. This up. Appreciate it. Appreciate it, Tiki. What's your plan? Okay. Yeah. So your Rhine, it feels like once the Dominant Shield was there, you're like, well, that's it for me. We're gonna see that, Tiki. Like once that Dominant Shield was there, you're like, well, I can't heal my teammate now. Well, of course you can. Like your Rhine was sitting there at low HP, just go past the shield 10th of a second and go for heals. Instead, I think you're seeing the Kiriko going, oh, my Kiriko's DPS, and I gotta go DPS now too. If both of you DPS, your tank won't get healed. Now, I'm not saying that your tank is playing well thus far, because obviously your tank is charged into their team. But you get the point I'm making is like, you know, you can heal your Rhine there, even with that Dominant Shield. Your Rhine basically had to be stuck static for a while, and then that's it. So, and there's a speed ring. Okay, so you're saying, oh, okay, your Kiriko went in there and got 2 kills. Yeah, but your Kiriko also has a swift step. So again, remember, that's the kit that Kiriko has to be able to go for off-angle kills. Juno doesn't have that ability to off-angle as much. You can set up like this. Like this is like an off-angle if you go high ground. That's pretty good. But Kiriko, you know, kit is more suited for that. Like, it has no fall-off at that range. You have fall-off damage. So... Okay, remember to shoot your Rhine here to help with the ult. That will break that. There you go. Good job. You're doing the correct play. Remember, the Dominant Shield is not... You're doing it again. See what I mean? I think what happens is you said it yourself. You're watching the Kiriko do damage, so you assume you have to do the damage there. But what's going to win you the team fight is people surviving. It's okay to put some healing onto your teammate there. Again, it works out because your Kiriko went into heal. Okay, let me give you an example. The reason why your Reinhardt went to full HP is because your Kiriko started the heal. So your Kiriko went into the heal mode, and then it benefited your team. So like even your Kiriko, the one that you're basing like you need to do more damage off of, right? was still healing your Rhine when the Rhine needed the heals in. And that's kind of the difference. Here we go. Wait for it. Okay. A little bit passive here out of you, but you're, you know, it's all good. Don't pop your ult yet. Just keep your Bastion alive. Keep your... Remember, survivability there is the #1 key for your team. Your Bastion definitely survives that if you keep your Bastion alive, because your Bastion can definitely kill the Mauga. Pop your ultimate here now. Pop your ultimate here now. Pop your ultimate here now. I would have popped it even sooner than that. We'll see what happens. Also, I've noticed something. If somebody gets behind you, you forget about them. Everything's directly in front of you. So you need to be able to learn how to scan backwards. I like you being aggressive, but you need to scan backwards. Okay. Yep. Okay, you stopped healing your team again, and then they get a second time that's happened. You notice the trend here? You're breaking off of your heals because you feel like you have to damage, but you don't have to damage. You want to find damage timings, but you're just breaking off of your heals and letting your teammates die when they shouldn't die in that situation. The balance is tough, I understand that, but the way that you're balancing it just is a little bit away from like what you want to do. Like, keep your teammates alive first, and then make your kills. If your teammates get critical, unless their team is all one shot and then like a torpedo can take their whole team down, maintain your team, right? And again, if your Kiriko's doing that damage more, even more so. Here we go. For it. Okay. I like your positioning. Now heal your team. Keep your teammates alive. Yep, worry about your team right now. I don't want any more damage for a second, because your team needs the heals. Make sure to use your torpedoes in a second to help heal them up. Perfect. Good job. Okay, what do we notice here? What do we notice? Your teammates won the team fight. Obviously, your teammates getting rolled right there, but you won the overall team fight, and because you healed your teammates. If you went for damage there, you would have lost that team fight. Notice that? How you straight up just kept your teammates alive? Won the team fight. Didn't have to do damage. Again, I want to reiterate, I'm not straying away from you finding damage. I want you to find damage. It is important on support. But don't force it either. And remember, it scales. Because the higher you go, the better the teammate's positioning gets, the more damage output you do. Kiriko is a hero that can do it more often in any rank, because you can go on off angles and then swift step back. You don't have that ability, so you have to play more like angles. I like your ultimate timing. Great job. Yep. Remember, maintain your team here. Maintain your team. 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 Nope. See? That's what I'm like. I think you've heard so much about doing damage that you are literally just keep your teammates alive there. Like all you need to do. I mean, you're probably going to lose one, but keep both. You should not have two of your teammates die in the back line like that. Kind of go up and stay on the ground. Is it better not to keep staying in the air? I would say more often than not, if you can find a high ground spot and you can utilize it without getting one shot by a Widow, then find those spots. Like, for example, like, yes, Juno would be better suited being up on the high grounds, you know, top left, but at the same time, if your teammates are, you know, isolated in the back right room, you can't do that. So it's more about your teammates positioning a lot of the time. So don't, like, force it, but, like, yeah, I would say if you can find a high ground spot for Juno, it's very good for, like, vantage points with, like, your right click and things like that. Which yeah. Can't do much about this. Just, you know, do what you can. What rank is this? I have to guess the rank at the end. Yep. Your Bastion's staying there too aggressively, so if your Bastion dies, it's on your Bastion, but this is what I mean. Like, if you okay, so like, again, if at any point here, you stopped heal bot in this Bastion, you would have already lost this team fight. You would have been down one. Instead, they try to chase your Bastion, and you get a kill. You see how, again, you're getting value. You see how you're getting value? By just doing that? Like, that's perfect. Like you didn't have to do any damage there. You just kept your Bastion alive. Like, that was great. That's it. All right, anyway. So right now, I see the same thing that you see. Like, let me show you something here. You have the right idea. You're looking at him. This is your vantage point, right? You're like, okay, I do damage, we win this team fight. right? Okay, it can work. Your Kiriko's sleeping. But what I see is I also see you have teammates here that would love to be aggressive and are all not getting help. Do you see what I'm saying? So if your Kiriko is doing this, which is more aggressive, and you're looking this way to go help this and not help anywhere else, this is how your team can get grinded down, because you're so worried about everything in front of you that you lose track of everything behind you. And I've noticed that. Like, look at your teammates' HP. Again, if you kill the Ana here now, right, maybe this works out, but let's see what you do. Okay, good job. Pharah kills the Hanzo. Your Bastion is having a good time. So let me ask you a question. Was it worth not letting your Kiriko just TP out and getting that kill on the Ana? Instead, the Pharah goes behind, kills all the low HP targets, which you did not heal up because you felt so obligated to get that damage output out. Again, when the damage is there, you take it, but you don't force the damage. You have to keep your teammates alive, okay? So, like, that's where the balance comes from. I hope this is helping. I know, again, it's not like going to directly answer how to find the balance, but I hope I'm showing you where you're not having the balance. And I think, like, knowing where you don't have that balance is how you'll eventually improve. Because, like, right now, you're not... Two things are happening. Your teammates will be low. You decide to give up on healing them, right? Or, once you go in front of them, you forget about your teammates behind you. Instead, now you're, now you're in this spot. You can Juno ult this. I would, yep. I'm fine with that. I would have waited an extra second, but like I did say at that time, so I'm gonna. It worked out. You're fine. Good ultimate by your Hanzo. Okay. Lose your Hanzo, not your fault. Now if you want to know, you can damage the Mauga. If the Mauga runs at somebody on your team, turn around to heal them to make sure the Mauga doesn't get a trade. That's it. Because let me give you, the equivalent of what you've done is if that Mauga turns at you and starts shooting you, and then your Kiriko says, I'm not going to heal you, and you fall over and die, that's what you've done to your teammates with the way that you've played. You know what I'm saying? See, like, the difference in, like, how that works? So, yep. Like the aggressive right click behind you. Yep, behind you, behind you, behind you. There is something, okay, I don't know if it's your sensitivity, I don't know what it is. But you need to start positioning yourself better to be able to deal, like, again, this is why, like, the high grounds are so much more important than, like, ended up, like, around here, because the Pharah is behind you and you barely even turned. Like, you're going, hey, not my problem. And again, having the not my problem mindset is gonna become a problem, you know what I mean? So, you gotta find a little bit better balance on that one. Oh, I haven't seen that one yet, no way. And there you go. Yeah, I mean, the Pharah's unmarked. Again, if you, and then, like, that's where you find the damage. Like, just talk about that. You know, if you're positioned well and you put yourself up on the skybox, you can see the Pharah more. Then that headshot, that one headshot on Pharah is going to be enough for the Pharah to back away, and that's where damage output will be beneficial to you. All right, use your ability to get back up here. Okay. Teammates hold on temporarily. Yep, exactly. Like, that's the thing, is you can use the tech to find those kills on the Pharah and not just sit there and shoot the tank. Okay, okay. Your teammates know. Okay, let's see how this goes. Okay. Yeah, that was just a even team fight. They won it. Nothing really more to add to that. Then you fall over there. I mean, yeah. You could, don't be afraid to disengage out this way. And then wait, and then go over this way. You have the survivability. Yeah, it's not worst case, like, it's fine, but, just a small note there on a positional retake for you. All right, let's see what happens here. Good right click. Ooh, nice shot. Yes, correct Juno ultimate. I don't mind this. Win the team fight. Remember, there's a Pharah behind you. 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 They're dead. I had to say that multiple times, even though they fell off the map. I just wanted you to know that, like, that was a thing, and at no point did you turn around, even though Pharah did fall off the map after the kill. I just want you to know that, like, you're not reacting to things behind you. And that's going to be a problem as you climb. So. But, like, you can see what I'm talking about. How, like, there was no reaction to when someone's behind you. Nor do you look up a ton too. Like this Pharaoh was like, is in spots to get kills, and you're kind of just, again, I don't know how to, I think you tunnel vision a lot too. Big slam.
It's go time.
There's a Juno in the air. Don't be afraid to right click. Pharaoh's in the air. There you go. Good kill. And that right there is the end of the game there, by the way. And you get the win. But I want to showcase something there. See how you got the kills there? Let me ask you this question. Did you force the damage? Did you ignore everybody on your team to do that? Did you ignore everything? The answer is no, you didn't. So the point is, you notice how you get value when those type of plays happen? That's what I've been trying to get at. Is like you're getting value there. Basically, when it comes to the balance of your damage, don't force the damage. Take the damage opportunity when it's there. But if you let your teammates die consistently and you don't turn around to help and you kind of leave your teammates on an island like that, you're going to lose. You go, yeah, but like the Kiriko was doing a ton of damage. Yeah, because Kiriko is able to do that. Like Kiriko is, you can go here as Kiriko, do a bunch of damage, and then TP back to your teammates. You don't have that as Juno. You have the ability to maintain up in the air and use vantage points to be able to do damage to people this way with your torpedoes, and then you maintain your teammates to a good HP, and then you kind of do that same rotation. Remember, go up here. The scoreboard it's technically, I can go like right here, I think, and then I might be able to see it. Let's see. There you go. So, you know, look at the damage output. You did 6,500 damage, 18,000 healing. Your Kiriko did 11,000 damage, 10,000 healing. Total fine stat line here. I think you're so caught up on what your Kiriko has done damage-wise that you're worried about it. I can tell you this much. If you play more up like this and you do more of your torpedoes with this type of vantage point, while also like, you know, not like just being in the middle of the open like this, and you turn around and you look for like the flyers when they're on the table, and then you heal your teammates in like during all of this process, you will finish with more damage. You want to know why? More survivability on your team, more uptime, more possibility of your teammates doing damage to them so you can finish a kill. That's where you're going to do more damage. But if you're worried about trying to find the same stat line as the Kiriko who's playing very off-angly, you're not going to be able to match that. So you just have to understand that, like, hey, you and your support together right now did 18,000 damage. Their supports did 5,000 to 6,000. Notice that? Your team did fine. So for you, I want you to get more vantage points. I want you to be a little bit more aggressive with your torpedoes. I want you to be less static on your gameplay, turn around, and most importantly, find the balance, but don't force the damage. Like do damage, but don't force the damage. As in, like, don't stop healing your Rhine or your teammates if they're really low just to go and get that extra shot off because you lost a few team fights that way. So either way, I mean, if you do that, you will improve, by the way. Anyway, guessing your rank, I'm going to go with gold 3. I'm going to stick with gold 3. I feel like the Rhine charging in, the way that you play is good. Like, you have decent mechanics, but you also have problems that you need to fix. And the rank is, so gold 2 is the rank. So we're right. So we were very close within reason. You went 5 and 5 in placements, so congrats on gold 2. I think you're pretty much where we kind of had you at, and hopefully you can continue to get better and improve. I think you got this, though. All right, you absolutely got this. You like the video? Make sure to like button, subscribe to the YouTube if you haven't, leave a comment. All of that helps. You want to submit your own stuff? My Discord is where to do that. And on top of that, if you want to, watch another one of these Quickplay Warrior videos, we have a ton of them now. So click this link over here. We have a lot of good ones. And with that being said, I hope you all have an amazing day/night.